Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Beautiful day here today in the UK. Just got a phone call through to say that my visa has been sorted, my visa's ready, so I'm about to go to the visa centre, just pick up my visa. I'm going to be jumping on a plane and heading back to Russia. Saw the guys over there yesterday reacting to the shock defeat of Argentina. Real shock defeat that. See Troops giving it all that. I mean, me and Troops have been in this little argument about who's the best player in the world right now, whether it's Messi or whether it's Ronaldo. And Troops, of course, having a field day yesterday with Argentina getting beaten 3-0 and Messi being non-existent in the game. Basically, he was just double teamed up by Croatia. And Argentina were terrible. They were absolutely terrible, and they looked like they're going out of the tournament. There was one player was focusing on in that game, and I've spoken about him many times before on the show, and that's Christian Pavan of Boca Juniors. Now, Arsenal have been really heavily linked with a move for Christian Pavan. I said to you that the last game that I saw him play, I was sort of really thinking to myself, yes, this guy is somebody who could really fit on the wing for Arsenal. And even watching him yesterday, I was still like what I saw. I know that, listen, they were very poor, but really where Argentina were at their poorest was at the back. They were terrible. Croatia defended really well, but at the back, you know, Caballero in goal, oh my God. But this kid, Christian Pavan, I really do think he's a talent. I really do think that he's a player that a lot of the teams around Europe will be looking at. Now, if Arsenal are genuinely interested in him, I think they need to move quickly on this, because I think he is a guy that could do something special on the wing for Arsenal. But whether Arsenal follow it through or not, we'll have to wait and see. But Christian Pavan tonight, again yesterday, kind of impressing me. Now, Lucas Torreira, we've been speaking about him for weeks. He's incoming. He's coming to Arsenal. If you look at some of the quotes from Lucas Torreira yesterday, he's almost all but confirming to me that the Arsenal deal's done. We know that the president of the club more or less said the other day that it's done. And Lucas Torreira was asked about it, you know, yesterday at the World Cup. And these quotes were, Arsenal are a good team, one of the most important in the world. But at this moment, I'm focused on playing for my country. So what does that tell you? That tells you that, you know, he wouldn't even be saying that about Arsenal if he wasn't on his way. The president of Sampdoria saying the other day that basically I bought him for, you know, 3 million euros and we're going to sell him. We're selling him to 30 million euros to the Premier League. It's done. So Lucas Torreira is going to be coming into Arsenal. And again, I think it's a really positive signing. You know, that position that has just been neglected for years and years and years, that destroyer in the middle of the field, which is so essential. You saw Argentina yesterday, they just didn't have that player. And it was so easy for Croatia to attack them. With Lucas Torreira, you know, and from what I've seen of him, from what I've heard, the reports of him, he is just what Arsenal need. And it's going to be a really good signing. And I think at the moment you've got the assessment of the transfer window is, whilst we haven't spent vast amount of money, and we'd all like to see a marquee signing coming in, what I do like is two things. We're addressing the areas where we need those players, and number two, we're moving quickly. How many times over the years have we dithered in the transfer market and not got what we needed? We are moving quickly at the moment, and I like what's going on with that. Now, Caglar Soyuncu is another really interesting one. The defender from Freiburg has been really heavily linked with Arsenal. He, of course, is not at the World Cup because he's Turkish. But again, he apparently, if you listen to all of the stories coming out, has turned down lots of offers from various clubs around Europe because he wants to sign for Arsenal. And he was quoted by the Turkish media of having said this. He said that he's turned down many offers, and he said, I hope to go to Arsenal. That's what he said. I hope to go to Arsenal. So Caglar Soyuncu looking like another player that's going to be incoming to Arsenal. Centre-back, really, really highly rated. When I spoke to my friend Max over there, who follows the Bundesliga really closely, he's a big Dortmund fan, he said, Robbie, this guy, real top prospect, still raw, but could develop into being a real top centre-back. So it looks like we're going to be bringing in 2 centre-backs because Socrates, we know, is coming in. That's going to be announced very shortly. Could it be Socrates and Soyuncu, with us possibly, say, keeping Callum Chambers, keeping Koscielny, but Koscielny's going to be out for a while. But what happens to Squadran Mustafi? Is Mustafi going to be on his way out? Are Arsenal going to be looking to make available some more funds so that they can go out there and get some more players? And what would we get for Mustafi? We paid £35 million for Squadran Mustafi. We ain't going to get that back, that's for sure. He's been pretty poor the past season. His valuation would have dropped, especially with him not making the German squad. But it does look to me that Squadran Mustafi is going to be surplus to requirements, and he will be sold by Arsenal this summer. And I do think it looks like Caglar Soyuncu is going to be that guy. It's going to be coming in as a replacement. Another really interesting one is the one about Alexander Golovin. Now, Golovin has been linked with Arsenal throughout the World Cup. He was linked with Arsenal before the World Cup. He's available. CSKA Moscow are willing to sell. There's lots of clubs hovering. I mean, especially with the World Cup being held in Russia, the amount of interest in Golovin is unbelievable. When you're out there in Russia, this guy's a superstar player out there right now. And Arsenal are said to be interested. Are they going to move for Golovin? Because Juventus want him. There's a host of other clubs that want him. They see the value in getting a top player from out of Russia right now. But are Arsenal going to move and get Golovin done? I would like to see it. I like Golovin. I think he's a really good creative player. I think we need a free kick specialist. Who's going to be that free kick specialist next season? I mean, Ozil takes... Is Ozil a free kick specialist? I mean, he takes cute free kicks, but I'm on about that specialist. He can curl him in from any angle into the top of the net. I mean, we don't really have that since Alexis Sanchez has left. Lucas Torreira, interestingly, is not bad on free kicks. But Golovin, free kick specialist, and also a really, really talented player, and a real tenacious player, and a player that I think would really fit into the system at Arsenal. But if we're going to move for this guy, we're going to have to move very quickly. The other one that is really interesting, and this is another player, Argentinian player, didn't actually get into the action yesterday, and I've seen a lot of reports coming out of Argentina where Sampaoli, the manager of Argentina, has been really heavily criticised for not playing this guy, because what they're saying is Argentina lacked creativity because he didn't play in the team, and that's Ever Banega of Sevilla. Now, his agent was apparently in London last night talking to Arsenal. I spoke about it on the show yesterday, that the main sticking point seems to be that Ever Banega wants guarantees that he's going to be playing. Every player nowadays wants guarantees that they're going to be playing week in, week out. It never used to be like that back in the day. It was just like, yeah, you're signed for Arsenal or whatever and you're playing. But everybody nowadays wants all these guarantees. Now, Ever Banega, really talented player, playmaker, can really create things. And as I said, we're lacking that creativity in Arsenal's team. Could Arsenal move for Banega? How did those talks go? Would he get his guarantees? I just don't think he'll get solid guarantees that he'll start week in, week out. But certainly he'd be a great addition to the club. He's a really good technician. And as I said, a lot of Argentinians complaining that he should have started, and you know, there was no creativity in that team because basically they had no creative player in the middle of the park. And if you looked at them yesterday, you got to say that's really true. They really lack that. And Banega is that guy. And we lack it as well at Arsenal, I feel, with no Santi and now no Jack Wilshere. So, going to be really interesting to see how this one develops. It's right within our budget because it's hardly going to cost any money, because Banega will come pretty cheap. It will definitely be under £20 million. so it would fit right into the budget. But will we be able to guarantee him first team football? Listen, it's a beautiful day in London, but listen, I'm about to head out now. I'm going to jump on a plane, get myself back over to Russia. Big game for Alex Iwobi today for Nigeria. I'm really backing him. I really hope, you know, that Nigeria can get through now. They've got a great chance, and Iwobi, I really hope that he can step up in this game and show everybody what he's made of. Thanks for watching the show today, and we'll be back tomorrow from Russia.